So next up, we're going to be taking a look at how we can add JavaScript to our application. So what is CSS without its companion JavaScript? So very similar to the CSS aspect, when we are adding JavaScript files, we are going to declare them within the component annotation within that property element. So we can define the JavaScript files as so. You can provide different ones, many of them. Again, we can target the JavaScript within Liferay as well as the JavaScript for the portlet itself. Right, so the header and the footer JavaScript files are going to be injected into our application. Right, so serving JavaScript, this is going to be done using or through that combo servlet. Right, so our portlet JavaScript files are going to be merged and minified at compile time. So an example here, we might have two JavaScript files, main1.js, main2.js, and these are defined within the component annotation, the property element. The HTML source may look something like this, and then the contents of the file, just for this example, can be outputted within our console. So JavaScript configurations here. You can take a look at the portal properties to see the different prefixes that can be used with our JavaScript files. So when we're using JavaScript, again, we can use jQuery, Alloy UI, right? Those are going to be big ones, or Liferay's JavaScript API. All three of those can be used wherever since they're globally available. Right. Liferay's JavaScript provides a number of tools as well, doing things like allowing us access to the theme display object, localization, invoking Liferay services. So an example here, very simple one of leveraging Liferay's JavaScript API to call a specific service. So we're going to be calling the user service to get that user based off of their email address. So this can all be done in the JavaScript world. So JavaScript in Liferay, we do support ECMAScript 2015, right? Everything in the JavaScript world, if you've done front-end development before, can all be done using NPM. In Liferay, we do have a built-in Liferay AMD loader as well. So this isn't technically a front-end course. We do cover it we do cover some aspects since we have to incorporate it within our application. But this and much more can be seen over in our front-end developer training. So let's go ahead and walk through an exercise in which we're going to be incorporating some JavaScript into our gradebook application. So the steps are going to be as so. We're going to first create a folder that will contain our JavaScript files. We'll head over to our exercises file and copy some of those over to our project. We'll then define the JavaScript files that we're going to be using by declaring them within our portlet's property element in the component annotation, implement the JavaScript, and then test it out. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what that looks like.